I'm at 401 North Market Street with Russ Hodge.
Hello.
Three Roads Communications.
Yes.
You are in the midst of shooting a documentary about Frederick.
We are. It's called Inspired, and it's a complete 300-year history of Frederick with a particular emphasis on what's happened over the past 50 or 60 years so that, that's led to Frederick's Renaissance.
Well, that's about all the time that I've been here, so that's pretty good.
50
Are
or
you
60
sure it's not
years,
about me?
It is. Well, it's always about you. Yes.
No, that's very interesting. So you have gotten a group of people kind of through all walks of Frederick's history.
We have, yeah.
Yeah.
We've done about 50 interviews so far. Everybody from Senator Van Hollen and former Congressman Beverly Byron to Ron Young and Don Linton, and just kind of regular citizens, people who had lived through the floods, integration, everything else that's been going on in Frederick for the past 50 or 60 years. And of course, the normal historians, economists. We're trying to put Frederick, see, we're doing this as a national PBS documentary, so this will be broadcast all over the country. So we have to put Frederick in a context for viewers in Oregon or Florida.
Right.
And they have to understand why what's happened in Frederick is applicable to their life.
Right.
So it's kind of a large, broad brushstroke showing, Frederick's history. Obviously, Francis Scott Key, Roger Brooke Tawney, Camp David, Fort Detrick, all that sort of stuff. But then also what's happened here in terms of revitalizing the downtown, in terms of making Frederick very livable and such a destination.
Yeah.
And what it is that they can learn for their towns and cities that probably went through what Frederick went through in the 70s but never recovered.
Right.
So it's like a primer for them. It's a lesson for them.
What do you think it is about Frederick? Because I've lived a lot of different places, but there is something about Frederick that makes it pretty unique. What do you think that is?
A lot of distinguishing factors. The overall thing, though, I would say is probably attitude. And it's really interesting. There's an economist that we interviewed who said Frederick has always been open to change. Frederick was always a trading post. It didn't make the decision to go industrial the way, say, Hagerstown did.
Right.
So it's always been open to change. It's always been open to new people, new ideas. Now, obviously, not always.
Not
and we
always,
all know about
right.
those situations as
Right.
well. But generally speaking, the attitude, and that's why Fort Detrick can attract so many contractors from all around the world,
right.
because it is more open to people of various nationalities, ethnicities, and that, frankly, Fort Detrick in a way is kind of, I don't want to say the secret sauce, but a huge contributing factor towards Frederick's evolution because of, frankly, the billions of dollars worth of business that it's brought in here over the past 20 or 30 years since 9/11.
How long have you been in Frederick?
Since 1988, March 1988.
Okay.
I thought I'd be here a couple years, which just goes to show how good I am at planning. So, yeah.
Well, obviously you've got your roots settled here now.
Yes.
So have you always been a filmmaker?
Yes, yeah. I started out in television in New York. Used to produce a lot of political shows, and moved to Washington, but then moved to Frederick because I liked Frederick. I thought it was a great place to raise children. Same reason everybody else did.
Yeah.
And have really loved it and been here now 35 years. We own a big house and an art gallery downtown where Three Roads is located as well. So we're part of the community, and it really is a community. That is kind of the secret.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree that it's, and even with all the new people coming in, it's still, you just kind of envelop them and then they just come part of the fabric.
It is true, yeah. It's a little bit of a melting pot. And people used to laugh years ago when I said it reminded me of New York a little bit because of its walkability and because of the melting pot aspect, but it really does have elements of that. It has that, but then you can also drive 10 minutes outside of town and be in beautiful mountains and lakes and streams and farmland.
Yeah.
So there's that part of it as well.
Very lucky there too. Yeah. All right, so your documentary, when are you hoping to release this? Is this early next year?
We're looking at second quarter of 2025 to get it on the air in time for the 250th anniversary.
Right.
The website is frederickinspired.com. I needed to get that one in there.
Yes, of course.
We are accepting donations through Heritage Frederick as well, which is the historical society here in Frederick. So if you feel like you can do that, we'd appreciate it to keep everything moving.
Yeah.
We have rough cuts of about half of it done so far, and all of that's online. You can see all of that. So you can see the way that we're going with this.
Yeah.
And it really is, the most difficult part is there's a heck of a lot of history here to get into 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
so.
I can't even do a 60-minute show every day, so I don't even know how you do it. Well, look, I think it's really a great contribution. We love the fact that Frederick is going to be put onto the national scene.
Yes, yeah.
In a way that is representative of who we are and how we got to where we are today. And we really appreciate all the effort, because I do know how much time and effort it takes to not only shoot all those interviews, but edit and put it all together in a way that flows very nicely. So,
At the risk of alienating half of my audience, it's like giving birth. I get slapped every time I say
I
that.
bet
but
you
it is,
do.
yes,
I
yeah.
bet you do. Well, look, we want to thank Russ Hodge, Three Road Communications, inspired.
Inspired. I-N capital S. Yes.
With the spire and then ED.
Because you can't do anything about Frederick unless you
Without
have
the
those
spires.
there.
That
Yes.
is exactly right. All right, you're going to want to check it out and then watch for it on PBS early or mid next year.
Mid next year.
Got
Yes.
it. And inspired.com?
FrederickInspired.com.
FrederickInspired.com. Russ Hodge.
This is why we get paid so much.
I know, yeah. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.